Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Flat करके flat. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Enam Kanvandam Aravindadalaya Taksham Bhagavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Agom Vigamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bando Mwe Savadano Mate Vando me savadana mate Jahara prashare bhai e bhavatori o jai Jahara prashare bhai e bhavatori o jai Krishna prapti hoi jaha hoi te Krishna prapti hoi jaha hoi te Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Chitete Koriyo Aikya Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Chitete Koriyo Aikya Ana Koriyo Mane Asha Arna kore o mane asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Utama Gati Jai Prasare Puri Sarvo Asha Jai Prasare Puri Sarvo Asha Chakudana Dilo Jai Janmi Janmi Prabhu say Chakudana Dilo Jai Janmi Janmi Prabhu say Dibya Gyan Ride Prokasito Dibya Gyan Ride Prokasito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Dibya Gyan Ride Prokasito Vedagai Jahara Charito Vedagai Jahara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Aramajanara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Aramajanara Bandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Prabhupada Lokera Jivana Prabhupada Patita Pavana Aha Prabhu Korodoya Deho Mori Parachaya Aha Prabhu Korodoya Deho Mori Parachaya Ebe Jasha Chushuk Tribu Vana Ebe Jasha Chushuk Tribu Vana Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deho Mori Parachaya Ha ha Prabhu Kora Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deho Mori Parachaya Ha ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deho Mori Parachaya Prabhupada Patita Pavana Prabhupada Patita Pavana Ha ha Prabhu Korodoya Deho More Parachaya 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 Prabhupada Patita Pavana Hey Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namah. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Paschachare Zitarine. Hey, Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Paschachare Zitarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजनयनुकूल शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल शुद्ध भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेम लतिकार मूल भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेम शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल शुद्ध माधवती भक्ति जननी जतने पालन करी माधवती भक्ति जननी जतने पालन कृष्ण बसती बसती बोली परमयादरे बरी शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल शुद्ध गौर आमार जे सब स्थान करल भ्रमण रंगे गौर आमार जे सब स्थान करल भ्रमण से सब स्थान हेरिब आमी प्रणयी भक्त संगे हेरिब आमी प्रणयी भक्त संगे शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल शुद्ध मृदंग बाद्य सुनिते मन अवसर सदा जाचे मृदंग बाद्य सुनिते मन अवसर सदा गौरा विहित कीर्तन सुनी आनंदे हृदय नाचे सुनी आनंदे हृदय शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल शुद्ध जुगल मूर्ति দেখিয়া মোর পরম আনন্দ হয় দেখিয়া মোর পরম আনন্দ প্রসাদ সেবা করিতে হয় সকল প্রপঞ্চ জয় অশুদ্ধ ভকত চরণ রেণু ভজন অনুকূল শুদ্ধ যেদিন গৃহে ভজন দেখি গৃহেতে গোলক ভায় ভজন দেখি গৃহেতে গোলক চরণ সিধু দেখিয়া গঙ্গা শুকনা সীমা পায় সিধু দেখিয়া গঙ্গা শুকনা সীমা পায় শুদ্ধ ভকত চরণ রেণু ভজন অনুকূল শুদ্ধ ভকত তুলসী দেখি জুড়াই প্রাণ মাধব তো শনি জানি তুলসী দেখি মাধব তো শনি গৌর প্রিয় শাক সেবনে জীবন সার্থক মানি শুদ্ধ ভকত চরণ রেণু ভজন অনুকূল শুদ্ধ ভকতি বিনোদ কৃষ্ণ ভজনে অনুকূল পাই যাহা ভকতি বিনোদ কৃষ্ণ ভজনে অনুকূল পায়ে প্রতি দিবসে পরম সুখে স্বীকার করয়ে তাহা পরম সুখে স্বীকার করয়ে তা শুদ্ধ ভকত চরণ রেণু ভজন অনুকূল শুদ্ধ ভকত সেবা পরম সিদ্ধি প্রেম লতিকার মূল তো সেবা পরম সিদ্ধি প্রেম লতিকার অশুদ্ধ ভকত চরণ রেণু ভজন অনুকূল শুদ্ধ ভকত চরণ রেণু ভজন অনুকূল জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवर धारी जय गिरिवर धारी गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवर धारी जय गिरिवर धारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय ब्रज जन रंजन जय जामुन तिरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी अयो जामुन तिरवन चारी जय कुंज जय जामुन तिरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी जमुना तीरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जमुना तीरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जमुना तीरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद 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 जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपाद 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 जय जगतगुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की।
Late Ledanam Pindanam Tripti.
Ledanam Pindanam Tripti.
Ledanam Pindanam Tripti.
Ledanam Pindanam Tripti.
Prananapyayanondanam.
Prananapyayanonam.
Prananapyayanondanam.
Prananapyayanonam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ledanam vindanam dripti.
Ledanam vindanam dripti.
Prananapyayanondanam.
Prananapyayanondanam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ledanam vindanam dripti.
Ledanam vindanam dripti.
Prananapyayanondanam.
Prananapyayanondanam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ledanam vindanam dripti.
Ledanam vindanam dripti.
Prananapyayanondanam.
Prananapyayanondanam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Tapapanodo bhuyastvam.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ambaso vritayastvima.
Ledanam Pindanam Tripti.
Ledanam vindanam dripti.
Ledanam.
Ledanam.
Moistening.
Moistening.
Pindanam.
Pindanam.
Coagulating.
Coagulating.
Dripti.
Dripti.
Causing satisfaction.
Causing satisfaction.
Pranana.
Prana.
Maintaining life.
Maintaining life.
Apyayana.
Apyayana.
Refreshing.
Refreshing.
Undanam.
Undanam.
Softening.
Softening.
Tapa.
Tapa.
Heat.
Heat.
Apanodaha.
Apanodaha.
Driving away.
Driving away.
Bhuyastvam.
Bhuyastvam.
Being in abundance.
Being in abundance.
Ambhasaha.
Ambasaha.
Of water.
Of water.
Vrutayaha.
Vritayaha.
The characteristic functions.
The characteristic function.
Tu. In fact.
In fact.
Ima.
Ima.
These.
These.
The characteristics of water are exhibited by its moistening other substances, coagulating various mixtures, causing satisfaction, maintaining life, softening things, driving away heat, incessantly supplying itself to the reservoirs of water, and refreshing by slaking thirst.
Kledanam Pindanam Tripti. Pranan Appa Anandanam. Tapapanodo bhuyastam. Ambaso vritayassu ima. So this is analysis of water. So many things can be performed by water. Everything is being analytically studied. Kiti of Tej Marut bomb. So, but one thing important in this verse is that tapa apanodo, refreshing. Refreshing, when you are thirsty, you drink water, immediately your thirst is satiated and you feel a fresh pleasure. So, in the Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says that this qualification of the water tapa apanoda. What is that verse? Apoham. Rasoham kaunteya. Prabhasmi Shasisuja. So, this satisfaction, actually our satisfaction can be revived only with relationship of Krishna. Revival of our relationship with Krishna. That is Shanti. Just like Dhruva Maharaj, when he came in contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was hankering after material opulence, kingdom, a better kingdom than his father, than his grandfather. That was his ambition as a child. He was insulted by his stepmother. So, actually, when he saw Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, he was so satisfied that he said, Shamin kitarthosmi varangana jati. Now I have no more hankering. So this is also one tapa. In this material world, we are suffering so many varieties of tapa. Tapan bindanti maithunam agaram agya. It is simply full of tapa. Tapa means heat, and tapa means unbearable, miserable condition. Therefore, from tapa, it comes from tapa, tapasya. Tapasya means voluntarily accepting some unfavorable condition. Of course, the soul is not affected by any favorable or unfavorable condition. Asangayam purusha. Actually, it has no connection with the favorable and unfavorable condition. It is simply abhinivesh, the mind being affected by the material contamination, we are suffering so-called miserable condition of life. It is due to the mind. Otherwise, as it is said, one man is satisfied in a very poor condition of life, and another man is not satisfied even in the best opulent condition of life. Why? It is due to the mind. It is due to the mind. Therefore, whole process of spiritual life or peaceful life, spiritual life is peaceful life. Material life is not peaceful life. Ahankara vimuratma. There are so many varieties of desires in material life. Therefore, one cannot be peaceful. That is not possible. But when one enters into spiritual life means to revive our spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness, then we can become happy. That is stated in the Bhagavad-Gita. 3 things, if we learn, what are those 3 things? Bhoktaram jaggutapasam sarvaloko maheswaram suridang sarvabhutanam jnata mam shanti vichyate. Shanti, if we learn these 3 things, then we'll get Shanti. Shanti, that is clearly explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. It is said in the Bhagavad-Gita, Gyatva mam. Me, Krishna says, person. Just like give me. But Krishna says, Gyatva mam. What is that? We have to know Krishna, that he is actually enjoyer. Master and servant. If the servant knows that in this house my master is the proprietor, he is the enjoyer, I am simply servant, then he is peaceful. But if he artificially tries to become the master, although he is servant there, then there is all disturbance. So, here our miserable conditions are caused by our thinking that I am the proprietor, I am the owner, I am the enjoyer. One becomes to owner, proprietor because he wants to enjoy. So this is our disease. Actually, we are servant of Krishna. Jiver Swarup hoy Nitya Krishna Das. This is our original position. We are servant, even in this condition, but we are servant of Maya, illusion. Means we are servant of our lusty desires, kam, krodh, anger, lobh, greediness, moha, illusion, so many, mada, madness. We are servant of these propensities. We are not master. When you become master of these sense gratification processes, then you are Swami. That is the position of Swami. Swami means master. Goswami. Goswami means this controller of the senses. Go means senses. So Swami or Goswami means one who has control over the senses, or one who has control over the mind. The mind is very restless. The whole yogic process is meant for controlling the mind. Because unless you control the mind will volumes of desires, hundreds, thousands, millions, and you have to satisfy them. They are very shanti. You have to satisfy the master who has become your master, mind. Then you are disturbed. There cannot be any peace. And mind has got many millions of desires. Therefore, when you can control over the mind, that mind desires something and you have to control. No, you cannot do it. Then you become Swami. Swami, these sannyasis, they are giving the title Swami or Goswami because the sannyasis are supposed to control over the mind, over the senses. Therefore they are called Swami. Otherwise, not Swami, but servant. If you are controlled by the mind, then you are servant. And if you are controller of the mind, then you are Swami, the same person. So how you can become Swami? Because we are falsely thinking that I am the proprietor, I am the enjoyer, I am the leader, I am the friend of my family, my society, my nation, so many ways. You have to convert these things. Srida Sarvabhutana, Krishna said that I am the friend of everyone. But we are taking the place of Krishna, leadership, and I am declaring to my countrymen, to my followers, that I am your friend. So actually, I cannot be friend because I do not know what is the goal of life. I cannot lead them properly. Some immediate convenience we can offer, and people being less intelligent, they are after immediate profit. It is called prayer. Just like if you say to a small child, don't go to school, please come and play with me. He would like to play with his friend. That is immediate profit. But if you ask him to go to the school, that is remote profit. That is called Shreya. And Priya. Priya means immediate profit. You're two young men. If one friend says to the other friend, oh, let us go to the cinema, that is very pleasant. And if he says, let us go to this meeting in Hare Krishna land, and that is not very pleasant. This is the distinction between Shreya and Priya. Nishreshaya. Nishreshaya means ultimate goal of life, ultimate profit of life. The ultimate profit of life is to go back to home, back to God. Because we are suffering on account of separation from God. This is our cause of suffering. Instead of becoming servant of God, we have become the servant of senses. That is the cause of our suffering. Therefore, three things, if we can understand thoroughly, that Krishna or God is the proprietor and enjoyer of the whole universe or creation, and Bhoktaram Jagatapasam Sarvo Sarvaloko Maheswaram. He is the proprietor of all universal planets and Sridang Sarvabhutanam. And he is the real friend of everyone. Jata, one who knows, Krishna says, Mam, me, then he gets Shanti. Otherwise there cannot be Shanti. In the Chaitanya Chaitamrita also it is confirmed that Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakuli Ashant Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ataev Shant. Krishna Bhakta, one is fully Krishna conscious, he is Shanta, he is fully confident. Krishna consciousness or God consciousness, he is fully confident that Krishna, I have surrendered to Krishna, I have taken shelter of Krishna, and he has promised, Aham tva sarvapa vibhamakkhishami. Then where is the cause of my anxiety? Therefore he can become, he has understood Krishna, the Supreme Personality, Almighty, All-Powerful, full of all opulences. So if he has taken my charge, then where is my anxiety? That is Shanti. That is Shanti. And so long we are taking shelter of Maya, Asat, which will not stay. Suppose we are taking shelter, child is taking shelter of the father, mother, or the citizens is taking shelter of the state, of the government. So one has to take shelter of something else for protection, for security. But they are not actually security, therefore you are always full of anxiety. You may be a citizen of a great state like United States of America, but you are not without any anxiety, because that shelter is not sufficient. That will not stay. Just like recently in America, they had to dethrone Mr. Nixon because they are not free from anxiety. So you cannot become free from anxiety by taking shelter of anything material. That is not possible. Sada samudvigna dhiyam asat graha. Asat and sat. Sat means eternal and asat means temporary. So we are eternal. Na hannate hannamane sarire. We are not annihilated after the annihilation or destruction of this body. Therefore, we have to take shelter of the eternal. Then we will be happy. And so long we shall take shelter of the temporary thing, asad, this material world, material society, friendship, love, state, community, nation, anything you take, they are not permanent. You cannot be happy. But if you take shelter for security at the lotus feet of the Supreme, then you are actually secure. Sada samudvigna dhiyam asatgraha. Asatgraha. Asat means this material world. It will not stay. Just like this material body. It will not stay, everyone knows. It has a beginning, birth. It stays for some time. It transforms some other bodies as children. Then it becomes old, dwindling, and then finished. These are 6 different transformations of the material world. But it is temporary. Asat. But there is another life where there is no transformation. Eternal. Nitta sasatayang nahannate hannamane. That is spiritual world. So, that spiritual world, we have no information, but we have got little experience. Spiritual world means complete peaceful, shanti. Bhoktaram jagatamasam sarvalokamayasam. Gyata mam shanti nichati. Therefore, it is a compulsory business of our life to understand God or Krishna. If you want shanti. Gyata mam shanti nichati. If you want shanti, then you have to know God. What is God? Not vague idea. Actually, Jnatya mang shanti nichati. You have to know. Now, the position is how to know God. How to know God. So God knows, it is very easy. If you don't chant, suppose if I say that by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, you will know God. You may think that, why shall I chant Hare Krishna mantra? I belong to different religion. Why shall I chant this Hindus Hare Krishna mantra? Then, all right, you do not chant Hare Krishna mantra, but you try to understand God in your daily life. What is that? That satisfaction by drinking water. Rasoham of Sukontya. Everyone drinks water. Either you become Hindu, Muslim, Christian, you have to drink water. And after drinking water, when you feel satisfaction, as you say, tapo apanado, the tiresomeness immediately annihilated, diminished, satisfies. So that satisfaction is Krishna or God. Krishna says. So you haven't got to search out Krishna anywhere. Krishna is within you, God is within you. But still, if you are doubtful, then God says, Krishna says, you try to understand me in this way. Tapo apanadu, the water. Everyone drinks water. Very easy. So, rasuham apsukantiya. Then the beginning, if you do not do anything, just I am trying to convince you about the easy process of bhakti-yoga. Anyone, everyone, at any place, any condition of life, he can become a bhakta. Ahituki apratihata. This is first class religion to become devotee of God. Sabai pungsang paro dharma. Jato bhakti adhokhaje. Bhakti, bhakti means loving service. When you develop your dormant love for Krishna and you begin to serve him, that is called bhakti. So this bhakti is the first class religion, paro dharma. All other different kinds of religious system, they are material. I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am Christian, I am Buddhist, which they are all material designation. It is not dharma. Just like gold, gold cannot be Hindu gold, Christian gold, Muslim gold. Gold is gold. There is no question of Hindu gold or Muslim gold. Similarly, dharma, dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma means relationship with God. So human being in any society, any part of the world, there is a consciousness or sense of understanding God. The method may be different, that is another thing. But the idea is how to know God. Just like Christians, they say, oh God, give us our daily bread. So there is relationship. Muslim, they say Allahu Akbar. God is great. So, in Hindu conception generally say Parabrahma, Paramdhama, Pavitram, Paramamba. So any sense you say, there is relationship with God. So unless you revive your relationship with God, which is dormant, there is no shanti. There cannot be any shanti. So try to understand God. Therefore Krishna is canvassing that if you do not take this process, that process, you simply, while drinking water, you think of me, here is Krishna. Here is Krishna. As it is said here, tapo apanatu. Everyone drinks water. So everyone can remember Krishna or God if you simply learn this art. That while drinking water, while I feel satisfaction, I must know here is God. Your devotional life immediately begins, without any education, without any enlightenment. I mean, a child can, if you teach the child that when you drink water, you think of God. Of course, one must have some knowledge what is God. So that according to different status of life. So here from Bhagavad-Gita or Bhagavad we understand Krishnastu Bhagavan Sam. So Krishna is here in the temple, Krishna is in my room in picture, so that is also not difficult. How easy it is, just try to understand that if drinking water and if I think here is Krishna, and I have seen Krishna in the temple, I have seen Krishna in my room, my father has shown me here is Krishna, then where is the difficulty? And if you think Krishna like that, here is Krishna, that is the beginning of spiritual life. Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, memorizing. So we request everyone to come to the temple because he will have the impression what is Krishna, how he looks. Here is Krishna. It is not imagination. Don't think it is imagination. We have imagined some form, just like the Mahabharata say, it is imagination. No, it is fact. Because this Krishna, this form of Krishna, our forefathers, our acharyas, they have seen when Krishna is present on this planet. And there are many, many old temples, the same feature of Krishna, two hands, playing on the flute, and anywhere you see Krishna, he has got this flute, because that is his most beloved, favorite instrument. That is stated in the Shastra, not imagination. Benum kannantang aravinda dalayatapsam barahavatang samasita, in the Vedic language. He said, Krishna, he has got a flute in his hand. He likes to play on flute. Benum kannantang aravinda dalayatapsam barahavatang samasitam buddhasundara. Barahavatangsa means a peacock feather. He likes peacock feather. These symptoms are described in the Vedic literature. And when Krishna was present on this earth, the same feature was there. So this picture, this photo or this statue of Krishna, this Archamurti, he is not different from the original Krishna. So if you simply come here, take the impression of Krishna and think of Krishna while drinking water, you become a devotee. It is a very difficult job. Very easy. Anyone can do. Anyone can do. Patram puspam phalam toyam jumi bhaktya prajacchati. Then if you develop, this is Santaras. Then when you develop your Santaras, then there is Dasaras. Dasaras means that you want to serve him. That is further development. Here is God. No idea. Therefore, according to the Vedic principle, whoever comes to the temple, he brings something to offer to Krishna. Not that he requires huge amount of money. No, you must offer something. What is that? Krishna says, Patram puspam phalam toyam jomi bhaktya prajacchati. Krishna is not in want, but if you give something to Krishna, that is for your benefit. If Krishna accepts something from you, then your life becomes successful. So, I have no money, what can I offer to Krishna? That is not the fact. You have got money for going to cinema, and you have no money to bring one flower for Krishna. This is denial. This is denial. Krishna does not say that you bring $1,000. No. He says, Patram puspam phalam toyam jo me bhakta prajacchati. So anywhere within this universe, you can get all these things. However poor man you may be. Patram, a little leaf, better tulsi leaf, or any leaf. Patram, puspam, a little flower, phalam, little fruit, a little water. That's all. Jo me bhakta prajacchati. Krishna, he is the bhoktaram jagadapasam sabulu. He is the proprietor of the whole universe. So why he is asking this patram puspam phalatam? He is so poor. He is not poor. He is the most opulent. But if you begin to give something to Krishna, you become opulent. That is what. That for his canvas. To give me something. Jat karosi, jat juhosi, jadasnasi, jat tapassasi, kurusya tad madarpanam. Because you have forgotten to give to Krishna. Therefore Krishna comes down. Jada jada hi dharmasya glani bhavati vahara. He can message, please give me something. As if he is in great need of it. He is not in need of it. But if you hear Krishna and if you give something to Krishna, then it is for your benefit. You will understand gradually what is your relationship with Krishna and gradually develop your Krishna consciousness. Then your life is successful. Then your life becomes peaceful. Otherwise, there is no possibility. Otherwise, there is no possibility. Everyone is hankering after peace. But this is the way of attaining peace. To revive your relationship with Krishna, to engage your mind fully in the service of Krishna, in the matter of understanding Krishna. And if you understand Krishna, the books are there, Bhagavad-Gita is there, Srimad Bhagavatam is there. You have got your reason, you have got your knowledge. Try to understand Krishna, then your life is successful. Janma karmam chame dibbam ju janati tat. Simply try to understand Krishna. Then from this asat, this temporary life which are changing one after another. Takta dehang punarjanma naiti imameti guru. After giving up this body, this is also temporary body. Asat, the asat. Asat means it will not stay. So, after giving up this body, if you get another body, that is compulsory. Tatha dehantara prati dhirasattva namayati. Dehantara prati there is. Just like we are getting different bodies in this life, similarly when this body is finished, we get another body. But another body as this body, because this material body, asat, asat graha, because we accept this material, temporary body, there must be suffering, klesha. Or whatever we feel, pains and pleasure, that is due to this body. So this, the best achievement of life is how to stop this getting material body again. Spiritual body. That is happiness. Then you will get eternal happiness, blissful life. Takta dehang punarjanma naiti mameti kaunti. That you go to the spiritual world. There is spiritual world, as here is material world, you have got material body. So if you are fit for going to the spiritual world, then you get spiritual body. Same way. And spiritual body means Sachidananda Vigraha. Spiritual body. Vigraha means body. And Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means eternal, Chit means full of knowledge, and Ananda, blissful. That we want. The Krishna consciousness movement means to try to understand Krishna. Very easy. If you drink water, Krishna advises, Rasoham of Sukantya, that satisfaction by drinking water, that is Krishna. That's all. You think this is Krishna. You think that I am drinking Krishna. Then twice, thrice Krishna means you become purified. Krishna. Eka Krishna name joto pap hore, papi hoye toto pap koribare nare. Eka Krishna, once chanting of Krishna, it can kill so many reactions of sinful life that you cannot do so many sinful life. A sinful man can do large amount of sinful act, but you cannot do even. So this process, if you adopt, very easy, it is authenticated. We have not manufactured this. It is said in the Bhagavad-Gita, Rasoham of Sukumti. That rasa, that satisfaction by drinking water, that is I am. So why not to think of Krishna like that? You drink so many times water, especially in India. You drink water and think of Krishna. You become perfect. Thank you very much.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.